Yo, guys, so I was getting a lot of comments about the robe, so now I'm wearing actual clothes. Make sure to cop my merch, link is in the description. Psych, you thought. Nah, but for real, cop my merch, link is in the description. So recently I came out with a Fortnite montage called Drip Too Hard. And after this came out, I was getting a lot of questions about how I did the effects. So I figured I'll do an overview of how I did a lot of the effects that you saw. And if you're interested in a lot of the specific stuff, make sure to follow me on Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can get free tutorials and support me as a creator. It helps both of us and it's only a click or two, so make sure to follow me on Patreon for just $1. The link is in the description. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. Yeah, so this is the overall composition for part one. Usually, if I have a two-part montage, I'll do part one in one project, part two in another. So this part one looks like this. I'm using After Effects, and even if you're not an editor, or you are, at least you can see this process and apply it to other areas of your life. So let's start with the Siri intro. Yeah, sure.
Let me see what I can find, Shell. Oh, and congrats on NorCal.
So let's open up that comp, and this is what it looks like. So the way I was thinking about executing this idea is, okay, if I just have a normal composition but instead have a super long height, then I can basically just move the camera down through each message as they appear. And so that's why at the top we have this adjustment layer called camera motion, where I basically apply a transform effect and then add keyframes to animate it vertically going down this composition. And when you transfer that over to for simplicity, say a 1920 by 1080 composition, just normal 1080p HD, what you get is, a normal looking conversation going on. So for the Siri sound, I actually used my laptop and Adobe Audition. And I did that because there's actually a text-to-speech effect, and so I would just type in whatever effect I want and then set the voice style to Samantha, because that's the one that sounds like Siri. And then I literally I took the computer, put my mic in front of it, put it on full blast, put it in front of my microphone, played it, and then I had individual recordings for each segment of what she was saying. So for the text as it comes up, what I actually did is, if I open up one of these text compositions like this one where Siri's talking, I basically have the audio in this composition so I can hear, okay, I need to animate this word at this time and time it right so it matches what Siri's saying. So to animate this text, I basically have a feathered solid under each line of text. So if I turn this on, that serves as a track matte. So the word animating comes up, and when it's put and set to an alpha inverted matte, it's going to come up wherever that solid is not. And that just gives me the ability to animate each word individually so that it matches when Siri is saying certain things.
Sports team.
Go to the end. Keep going a little bit.
Shell.
Pause. Oh, go back. Or yeah, look at right there on shell.
Yeah.
Put your cursor over it. Put your cursor over it. That's wrong.
I'm so confused.
See it or no?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's got to say NorCal shell.
No, shut the fuck up.
Congrats, buddy.
Are you dead ass right now?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I swear. Bro, my heart just, what the fuck was that?
So I was like freaking out and stuff, and then I had to reanimate the text. Okay, so let's move on to the cinematic that comes after that. So this is what the composition looks like if I open this up. So all I did for this was 3D track it and then add trap code particular and then just increase the emitter size. Choose your coloring, particle size, all that jazz, and then increase the emitter size so that the particles take up the whole space that you're interested in. And then since it's 3D camera tracked, all I do is make this composition. If I open this up, this is the visualizer composition of Siri talking, and then I just position that composition as a 3D layer, just make sure it's set on the right spot in 3D space. Okay, now let's go to the I don't read comments part. So this is the composition. I'm gonna open this up, and if I fit this to scale here, this is what it looks like. So basically I just go on my phone, go to Corzit's Instagram, and screenshot one of his posts. Make sure to follow Corzit and me on Instagram. Our links are in the description below. And then once I have that screenshot, I put it in, and I just replace that post with whatever frame we are in the montage. And then all these layers down here, these are just masks and text to cover up what the original text was on the post. So if I turn these off and on, you see this is the original text, and then once I replace all of that, I get this customized post. So once I have that, I put that composition into the main composition and literally just scale it up so that I can position it down once that frame comes up. Okay, so this next spot is where the cinematic comes out of one building and then transitions to another. So these are the original cinematics. So all I have to do is speed those up, camera track them. So open this up, this is the camera tracker, and I put that frame onto the wall and have it zoom out. And then for this cinematic, it's another camera track. I literally just made a rectangle mask. So now if I open this up, I just have this cool little 3D mask. And then I just put that onto the building, and then this is a halftone layer here. And I put this in just because I thought it added a little extra shadow onto the build here, especially when I put it to a hue blending mode. And then all I do is just slap the next frame of the clip that comes up after it. I put that just right onto the build as a 3D layer. Okay, and then for the part where I come out of the computer and then go back into it with a different song. So for this, I actually just rendered out the last little bit of this part 1, and then I literally emailed that to myself and played it on the MacBook. And then I had the first frame of the part 2 set up on my computer, so I can literally just go to the next frame. Okay, so this is the project file for part 2. Open up this is what this project looks like. Before we look straight into this effect, you guys gotta stay hydrated. You know, I'm always telling you. And if you're not into tea, if you're not into coffee or water, then you know, Juggernaut Energy has these phenomenal hydration products. So fortunately, you can stay energized and support me. If you head to juggernautenergy.com, check out with whatever product you want and use code SHILL, S-H-I-L-L, then not only are you going to get 10% off, but you're going to be supporting me. Also, cop my merch in the description and support me on Patreon, just if you guys want to help out this channel a little bit more. Trust me, I stay up to date with each supporter, so it means the world. Okay, so let's look at this effect in part 2. So I'm gonna open up this comp, and this is the original footage that I shot on my camera. So once I have this, all I have to do is replace the screen with wherever we are in the montage. So to keep this layer on the computer screen, I used Red Giant's Kingpin Tracker. And this is a planar tracker that is really good at sticking to 2D surfaces. So that analyzes, and then this clip is just stuck to the computer screen. And then all I have to do from there is mask out the phone so that the footage on the computer screen is behind it. So if I open up this composition here, this is the phone mask. So I put the clip behind that, and then I just transformed it so that it scales up into the computer screen a bit better. Then the impact happens. Okay guys, so that was how I made my drip too hard Fortnite montage. I hope that was helpful, and again, if you want more specific tutorials, then Patreon is gonna be a huge help. Thank you so much for the support recently, guys. It's been insane. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. I love you, stay cozy, stay comfy, stay hydrated.